From 2000 to 2004, we had movies like Tobey's Spider-Man 1 and 2, Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Shrek 2, Gladiator, Lord of the Ring, Pirates of the Caribbean, Harry Potter, Monsters Inc. 2005 to 2009, there was Batman The Dark Knight, Ratatouille, Cars, Iron Man, Wall-E, Kung Fu Panda, Avatar, King Kong, Up. 2010 to 2014 got The Avengers, Captain America The Winter Soldier, Megamind my goat, Toy Story 3, factually the best one yet, How to Train Your Dragon 1 and 2, Kung Fu Panda 2, Guardians of the Galaxy, Frozen, Interstellar, The Lego Movie, Big Hero 6. And then 2015 to 2019, Inside Out, Zootopia, Captain America Civil War, Doctor Strange, Moana, Deadpool, Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Mad Max, Coco, Logan, The Lego Batman, Aquaman, How to Train Your Dragon, the finale, Kung Fu Panda 3, Cars 3. Now 2020 to 2025, the era of lockdowns, people turning into like, I don't know, skibidi toilet or Italian brain rot or just like, I don't know, Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, Speed, Kai Cenat. The era of Disney becoming quantity over quality or turning every single one of their like special old classic animations into live action for some reason. And basically, yeah, I have no idea what I'm gonna even call this era. Slop? Probably. The first era of movies we talked about was the era of innovation, basically beginning the next evolution of storytelling and movies. The second era here basically was the peak, the beginning of CGI becoming truly powerful to the point of creating almost photorealistic movies. The third era to me was the peak of creativity, coming up with the most brilliant and artistic or even meaningful stories yet, while it also had some of the best sequels to beloved movies I have ever seen. And lastly, for the final era we got, I like to see this one as like the perfect mix of every single other era we talked about. While I think that movies in this one were making banks more than ever before, especially like, have you seen Marvel? That era of Marvel was like the generational run of Marvel. The MCU became like just insane. It took over everything. It was basically just the sea of grabbing a shovel and just more cash. More cash, so much money, we're getting rich. But then we got 2020 to 2025. This one right here, it's identityless. It basically did nothing special. This era has no special features to itself. It did not try to evolve or innovate basically anything at all. CGI in this one actually started to get even worse instead of learning from the past movies and making even better movies from them. And this is where we got the generation of quantity over quality, which basically means that every single giant movie studio out there was like, you know what? We made so many quality movies, but like, who cares about that? Ew! What if we make our movies actually kind of worse, so instead we can make more of them? Instead of actually give people something worth watching, we make 10 other movies and just shove it deeply in their mouth. I'm basically making this video because I feel bad for you. Your childhood sucks. Skill issue. You should have been born before Roblox and Fortnite or Skibidi Toilet. You have no idea how weird it has gotten. I go into like the elevator, I'm going downstairs, there's a kid in the elevator too with his mother, and then the kid is like singing the Skibidi Toilet music or the ton whatever French brain garbage rot, and I'm like, do not rot my brain. How many iconic worthy, modern classic worthy movies we have gotten in 2020 to 2025. I mean, there were some movies that were genuine masterpieces like Puss in Boots 2, Transformers 1, Wild Robot, John Wick 4, Oppenheimer, Top Gun Maverick, K-pop Demon Hunter, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, The Naked Gun, The Batman, Inside Out 2, Sinners. I mean, I think that's about it, right? If I didn't put your favorite movie since 2020 in there, don't kill me. I'm a human. I can make mistakes. Stop! I didn't say that I'm looking for kinda decent movies or good movies or actually pretty amazing movies. They're really fun to watch. No, iconic or modern classic, that's a whole different level of peak. The movie needs needs to have a cultural impact or be one of the most memorable things you have ever seen. Create new timeless iconic characters within itself, or create new innovations to push the boundaries, become some of the most beloved content among the fans, have longevity or rewatchability aspects and more. So during my research, the only movies that managed to actually tick all of these boxes from 2020 to 2025 were these ones, these 12 movies. Yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home was really fun, but it lacks rewatchability and was relying on nostalgia too heavily, causing it to create no new timeless characters. And the nostalgia focus also caused the story to be filled with too many flaws and writing holes as well. Deadpool and Wolverine, that was actually a great movie, but it also suffered the exact same fate as Spider-Man No Way Home. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was an example of another great movie, but it didn't really feel like a cultural moment or anything innovative. It was basically just more of things we have already seen before, even though it was done really well and it was such a fun movie to watch. And the villain in the end was taken down way too easily. Bad Guys 1 and 2, both of these movies have like top tier, top level, some of the best animations I have ever seen. It's like the animation of this movie makes me wanna bust. The main character was also amazing and even kinda grew iconic, but everyone else to people kinda felt lacking, I would say. And the villains, both of the ones we got, they were okay, they were actually decent villains, they did their job, but they are no way near as iconic or as popular as the villains we used to get. I mean, like, good villains, but look at the competition. Crazy. And if you have seen this video right here, the video I posted before this one, then you understand how important it is to get your villain right, because the villain, that's what chooses your movie becomes iconic or not. Make sure to watch this video. It's such a banger. Now, has there really been an actual decline in the movie quality, or am I just going crazy and saying nonsense? The answer is actually a mix of both, because the modern classics we got in this decade are actually some of the best movies to be ever created. Puss in Boots alone, the second movie, is easily one of the best, one of the biggest masterpieces DreamWorks has ever crafted, and I'm talking about DreamWorks. They're like backhistory, they're things they have already made, that's crazy. While Spider-Man Among the Spider-Verse pushed the boundaries of what's possible with animation visual-wise beyond anything we could have ever imagined. John Wick 4 was genuinely some of the most fun I have ever had watching an action movie. The set design, the fighting scenes of this movie, they were just like, oh my god, take the movie and feed me. Oppenheimer was one of the only political, historic based on real life movies I have ever watched, and not even a single second of it I got bored. The wardrobe watch brought in a level of visuals just like Puss in Boots that actually humiliates anything Disney or Pixar has made in the recent years, with a level of focus on actually showing the story instead of telling it that I have not seen in a really long time. It even kinda reminded me of Hades from the Disney movies, with how the robot's emotions and such were shown off by the LED lights on her. That's like, look at this! Look at this! The Naked Gun masterfully respects the original trilogy with trying to truly be a respectful reboot of it. Be kind of more of the same thing, but also in its own unique way that doesn't feel like a cash grab. And honestly, I'm gonna call this one the best representation of how you reboot an iconic old franchise the right way. This movie made me choke on my food and almost die from laughing so damn hard. Every single second of it I was actually dying, I was falling, and there has not been any recent actual good comedy in cinema. Actually, comedy movies are kind of dying, but then we got this masterpiece. This was so much fun, so much fun. Thank you so much. But if so, if these classics are actually some of the best movies we have ever seen, then why is it exactly so bad? Why am I here saying that the new generation, poor you're getting so much slop? The movies you're getting is nowhere near the peak we used to get. I feel bad for you. I named 12 movies which I believe to be modern classics. Now if you do math, you see how that's 5 years and that's 12 movies, which means that there is only, like, you see 2 classic movies per year of those 5 years. years and 2 extra movies just sitting there looking at you like, how dare you? But just think about it, only 2 modern classic movies like per year, per every single of the 5 years, and each year has like, I don't know, tens or hundreds or 500s movies being released into them, and only 2 of those get to be modern classics. Wow. And each year has like 365 years, so if you multiply that with 5 years, that will be like 1,825 days. Rock! Is that true? So out of those 1,825 days, you only get 12 days of them having an actual meaningful top tier movie release within them. If that doesn't sound depressing to you, I don't know what, like 1,800. Which also means that you have to wait exactly 152 days in between watching those 12 movies. So that's 5 months of waiting between the 12 movies. The worst movie to ever happen was made by Amazon in this decade. DC also went stupid mode, didn't manage to make a single meaningful animation. Instead, all we got was Wish and even more garbage like it. They also for some reason were like, do you know what? Fuck making animation, ew, we're gonna take our modern classics, we're gonna take all of the animations we make and we're gonna turn into basically an animation looking realistic and live action. Wow, oh my god, such a good idea, I'm gonna beat you. And the funny thing is that DreamWorks did only 1 single live action animation turned into live action, and their single attempt actually crushed every single one of Disney's. They also forced Pixar into becoming a sequel milking machine. While also Pixar has had the same art direction going for them, never changing it, never innovating in a meaningful direction, actually it's kind of been getting worse even. Meanwhile, DreamWorks and Sony are pushing what we thought to be possible from animation visuals. Star Wars has basically become a joke, another just like Pixar, an even worse milking machine, a total quantity over quality. You rarely get anything good, you get like 10 garbage and maybe 2 good. And they have basically become a show franchise instead of a movie franchise. It's been so long, too long since the last like Star Wars movie. Marvel, which became a monster of a franchise, dominating both the box office and popular culture during the last decade. It has now kind of become like the most hated franchise since 2020. Thanks to Disney going to Kevin Feige and being like, Kevin Feige, come here, I wanna talk to you. You see, Marvel has been making a lot of money. Marvel is basically the #1 money-making franchise in the world right now. You see how much money it's making? We're making a Disney Plus, and Disney Plus, I mean Marvel makes a lot of money. People like Marvel. Make even more movies than you used to make in Phase 3, Phase 2 and whatever, but also make shows in the side of them too. Make a lot of shows. Feed me shows. Disney Plus. This has made it so even though Marvel is making finally good movies again, people still have lost their trust in them so bad to the point that these movies are actually not making that much money. Or not as much money as they used to before. DreamWorks, my goats who I respect and love and actually kinda love, they also been in kind of an iffy bad situation recently. They just made 2 top level bangers, which are The Wild Robot and Puss in Boots. Then they made an amazing movie which was Bad Guys too. But what they did with Kung Fu Panda 4, which was a disaster of a movie in my opinion. It was torture, it was mental pain and sadness and disgusting, and something that Disney or Pixar would do, not something that DreamWorks would do. Kung Fu Panda before this movie happened was basically the perfect trilogy. DreamWorks' biggest masterpiece, I would say, even bigger than Shrek. But now you're gonna make a sequel to such a masterpiece of a franchise. You're gonna be like, okay, you know the franchise that we said it ended? No, we wanna make a sequel to it. And you come in, you say like Kung Fu Panda 4, get hype, and Kung Fu Panda 4 comes, the villain is the most disgusting villain, like DreamWorks. DreamWorks, the masters of villain making, the people who made Death, the people who made Lord Shen, the people who made Tai Lung and all of the other villains, they made the comedic garbage ass trash. I wanna shoot it, I wanna... 20! That right there scares me a lot about the future of DreamWorks, especially for the new Shrek sequel coming up. Like, oh god, what is this art direction? What am I looking at? Why does Donkey look like one of those women to go get a surgery to change up their entire face and they end up looking like an alien? And everywhere else you look too. Basically, quantity over quality has taken over cinema right now. And because of that exact idea, the ratio of garbage or mid or kinda meh movies is way higher than iconic or amazing movies in this decade. Since 2020, majority of entertainment companies in both gaming and movies industry have put all their focus into maximizing profit, which means that they're willing to take less creative, smart risk, try to less to actually make something meaningful, try less to make newer franchises, something new for people, and just try less to be an actual meaningful company with meaningful products made for people instead of their wallets only. And another big reason why we're getting so much less innovations or modern classics in movies industry since 2020 to 2025 or whatever is, again, the companies are trying to play it way too safe now, which means that maybe you're making a movie and it actually is trying to be meaningful, is trying to tell something, a message or whatever, but maybe there is someone in the internet or on Twitter that actually doesn't agree with the message or what's being shown, and they come in like they get their laptop or whatever, kind of like James Gunn, they go, I hate this movie, it kinda pissed me off, it's bad, it's being rude, it's a racist movie, it's a sexist movie. Let's see how you handle this. Hundreds of millions are being dumped into every single project that is being made, and also every single part of these movies that might feel offensive to someone on Twitter, all of them are being removed from the movies. So basically the movies are becoming the most generic, the most boring thing you could ever make, so it doesn't offend someone. And every single movie nowadays is designed based on what already has worked before. And you take all of those movies, go eat it up! More! And you gotta choke and die from the slop. And that's exactly why this decade of movies is genuinely the worst. There is just so tiny limited amount of movies or stories you can make that are safe, designed based on what has worked on the past, being sequels and making sure that what is used in the movie doesn't offend anyone in the internet and make them feel attacked. Look at how much torture and pain and suffering James Gunn had to go through for just making a simple Superman movie. A group of people were mad at him for a scene of Ultraman hitting or punching a dog. So that scene was removed from the movie for offending people? That sounds like the dumbest thing ever. We're talking about a villain. Ultraman is the villain of the movie, so of course a villain is gonna do bad things. If it's punching a dog, it's because it's a villain, and villain is supposed to do villainy things, but internet has become so brain rotten, they're gonna go watch the movie and they're telling James Gunn that no, that man hit the dog. Ew, James Gunn, you're weird, your movie sucks, I'm gonna cancel you, James Gunn. How dare you cause a dog to get hurt in your movie? Ew. If John Wick 1 came today in this age, a dog getting shot in the movie, those people are gonna get out on the streets and try to cancel John Wick and Keanu Reeves and be like, playing it safe or doing what already has worked before is the biggest reason why movies now feel so stale and like going to the McDonald's of cinema. Because like, for example, look at Pixar, their animation has barely changed since they started, their art direction and everything, and same with Disney, their animation has basically become a Pixar 2.0, they lost all the feeling of uniqueness and the personality they used to have. You could just brand their animations as Pixar animations and nobody is gonna question you. The same thing goes for Illumination, they pretty much also feel really like Pixar art direction too, which recently has caused people including me to get Disney fatigue. AKA if anyone sees you making another most generic looking animation art direction, we have gotten a 1,000, 10,000 different versions of already from many different studios at this point. Give me something new. Don't worry, my child, I got you. Wait, me too. The biggest example of this recently has been the new Shrek, and people calling it another Disney animation-like movie coming up, which is really depressing to see because DreamWorks and Sony, these two are the ones who finally innovated and pushed animation and the art direction of it into a whole new level. And now DreamWorks is the one making an animation that looks like Disney. I wanna smack you. The funny thing is that these companies try to play everything safe from now, make everything as generic as possible to maximize sales and money making and reach into the modern audience and just get their stock going up and up and up, and then you look at their stock, it's actually the reverse. Now I could also talk about the recent big word that has come out about like woke, how people say woke is exactly what has ruined every single movie, which I don't exactly fully agree with it, but also I see some parts of it being true. So if you want to see me talk about that too, because it's such a complex idea to talk about, tell me in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe and like the video too. Thank you. But now I just explained what exactly caused much less modern classic and banger movies to be made recently, or what exactly caused less innovations or less new franchises to be made. But why exactly is that a bad thing? Or why does that make me say that whoever was born from 2020 to 2025, I feel bad for you. Your life sucks. Your life is garbage. The entertainment you get to see is horrible. It's like watching two monkeys fighting for which one gets to ride the horse.
I want a woman that can crush my head in between her thighs.
First off, you don't get to say, oh damn, Kung Fu Panda, Megamind, Incredibles, Nemo, How to Train Your Dragon, Shrek, John Wick, Toy Story and more. Those are my generation franchises. Do you see these like iconic characters? They were born with me. Nah man, all you have now to grow up with is either watching the exact same things I watched as a kid, or the sequels of them being made right now, which 90% of the time are much worse than the originals. Like Megamind 2, this movie was probably made by the same people who play brain rot maps on Roblox. So you're basically getting exactly zero new franchises or close to zero to start your childhood with. Abusing the same old concepts and characters over and over again is basically the death of creativity and start of entertainment losing the entire meaning of it. With this very drought of modern classics and modern banger movies, especially animations, is exactly what has caused kids to be like, why would I go to cinema and watch movie? Maybe once a year there is a new movie worth watching. Why would I go? Fuck cinema, I'm just gonna sit at my home. My mama is gonna give me an iPad. I'm gonna sit there with iPad. Ooh, iPad, yay. 5 hours has passed. Yee, iPad. 10 hours has passed. Yoo-hoo, iPad. 24 hours has passed. So the kids are now just growing up watching Cocomelon, Skippity Toilet, Speed acting like an angry dog whose balls were bitten by a mouse. Kaisen screaming for no reason all the time, making my ears bleed and me losing my brain cells because of him. Mr. Beast feeling like a man whose soul has just ran away. I don't know where it went, but bro has a hard time smiling like a normal human now. Or the final option those kids got to grow up with is just like watching random crap AI generated memes like Italian brain rot. And here is my issue with that. That means that entertainment wise, you're making absolutely zero memories that you should deserve to make with the entertainment you're watching. You grow up, you wanna get some girls to be with and everything, maybe date or whatever, and she's gonna ask you, what did you enjoy back then? What are some of your favorite movies from the past and things, your childhood or whatever? And you're gonna tell her, I watched the Skibbity Toilet, I watched that shit almost every day, Italian brain rot. My mom gave me an iPad and I was hypnotized by Toon Shark wearing Jordans. She's not gonna dump you on spot, she's not gonna just leave, she's gonna first of all smack you and then grab the water, spill the water into your face, and then grab her pointed finger and shove it into your eyes, and then she's gonna force you to pay for the dinner you took her that she didn't even bite. She just wanted to get up, but you still have to pay for it.
You want me to explode?
Yes! You're not making any meaningful memories which once you get older you can look back to and be like, oh damn, good old days. Tell me, how exactly does a person become a person? How do they develop personalities and evolve their critical thinking or develop a healthy brain? The main answer you can give to this is through every single thing you have experienced in your childhood from birth to 18 or even 20s. And if you were shown the animations and such we were shown in my childhood, things that focus on timeless stories teaching you actual meaningful lessons. Ones like the importance of letting go of the scars left on you emotionally from the past. The importance of your everything you need. You don't need no secret formula from a dragon or whatever to make you become your true self. How important it is not to just become what people around you see you as, but rather what truly makes you happy. Live for what you want to be. The importance of not underestimating yourself or anyone else and realizing how anyone can cook. The movies we used to watch as a kid focus on telling messages that were actually timeless, that actually made you grow up as a cooler, better person, actually become mature and everything. Messages that even right now kids to this age are still learning from them. Or instead of actually learning something from what you watch, nowadays the only thing you learn is getting ADHD and not being able to focus on anything. Basically the new content is actually ruining your life. You got TikTok, you got whatever, you got another skibidi toilet, and your attention span is becoming worse than a fish. And in my opinion, this like entertainment getting so much worse than it used to be. This like entertainment not making you learn the lessons you need to have in your life is causing you to making your life basically much worse. Instead of actually learning something, you're getting ADHD and you barely can focus on anything. Instead of actually learning something, you cannot even do your math exams anymore. You cannot answer anything. AI has become your brain instead of your own brain. Instead of learning something, you have lost the power of critical thinking. Look at Twitter right now. Do you think anyone in Twitter has critical thinking right now? Hell nah. And instead of learning something in your head, you got chaos, and it's written on the name of it even. Brain rot. Do I need to even say anything? And none of these things are your faults, by the way. These are the fault of the people behind the entertainment, not making enough valuable, meaningful entertainment for you to watch. So if you agree with me, then subscribe and like the video, and if you don't agree with me, then subscribe and dislike the video. And if you remember the villain video I talked about, it's right here. This villain video, it just tells you how important they are in making it iconic, just like modern classic. Watch this, it's such a good movie. I mean,